Welcome fans to 2K Sports Tuesday night presentation of NBA basketball. Hi everyone, this is Kevin Harlan, alongside tonight Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, with Adley LaForge reporting from the sideline. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Jusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, his impact on the glass is drifting downward. You know, sometimes as a player, your focus shifts, you redirect your energy toward other phases of the game, and that could be what's happening here. But obviously, it's a bit of a concern going forward.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. In the post, it's going to be Collins and Lopez. Harden in the backcourt with Dunn to his side. And it's Beal in at the three. And for the Jazz, they've got Kyle Filipowski. Collier out there with Keontae George. Then there's Walker Kessler. And it's Markkanen in at the three slot. Well, Greg, I hope you're ready. We're going to be cranking our heads back and forth, watching these teams race up and down the floor all game long.
And this is the definition of an exciting matchup. Don't be shocked if the 24-second clock doesn't come into play. They like to keep the pace fast.
And so here are the Clippers. Pass to Lopez. Harden against George. Harden gets the bucket.
And when Harden's this close, he looks to score. Love his mentality.
Outside, Markkanen. To the middle, here's Collier. He's off on that one. Dunn with some nice D. Harden outside. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Lopez, no luck.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plaster to the shooter.
Here's Filipowski. He's guarded by Collins. Just 5 on the clock. Filipowski finds Markkanen. Here's Collier. Outside for George. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, this is why George's coaches encourage him to keep shooting from deep, because they know he's only going to get better.
Stolen by Kessler. Filipowski passes to Collier. Here's Filipowski, guarded by Harden. There's a good screen. Collier. From outside, off the mark. Last outing for Utah, it was a loss to the Heat. Harden kicks to Beal. Six on the shot clock. And again, no good by the Clippers.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
To stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's got great hands, which makes him very effective as a roll man in the pick and roll.
Here's Dunn, following the bucket by the Jazz. Launches it. Kessler with the rebound. On the wing, Markkanen. He's covered by Beal. Filipowski finds George. Here's Collier. Now Filipowski. He's guarded by Collins. And they double up Markkanen. And the rejection by Collins.
And a quick look at the numbers for Harden. Right around 25 points per, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Well, this staff loves coaching him, and his teammates love playing with him. He's just an unselfish guy who makes everyone around him better.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Time to bring you a rundown of the hottest three-point bombers from the shooting guard position over the course of the last 10 games. Bradley Beal is second.
You don't have to be a great shooter to play two guard, but it does help. And pretty much all of these guys fit into that great category.
Yeah, you have to space the floor to score in the half court. Every one of these guys forces the defense to extend.
Now here's Beal. Nothing on the board. Kicks it out to Collins. They can use a bucket. And there's Bradley Beal on the assist from Dunn. And it's all knotted up.
And it's fun watching Beal take these shots. He's a master at knowing when to catch and fire.
Shoots the three. And it's Collier missing.
Well, he can't get anything to go right now. It's time to look at affecting the game in other ways.
That gives them the lead.
Look, that's an opportunity you don't pass up.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Dunn covering. Markkanen in the corner. That three off the mark. LA's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Dunn outside. Beal gets a wide open look. Off target with his three.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
And maybe more than any team in the West, the Jazz really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now. And it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
Outside Collins. Harden outside. It's hauled in by George. Jazz have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Here's Filipowski, and it's John Collins with the rebound.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Yeah, not a great pass there. You got to be on the same page as your teammates.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Clippers. Paul comes in for Dunn. The Jazz shooting a lowly 30% to start this game out. Here's Collier, guarded by Harden. Markkanen sets the pick for George over Paul. And once again, off the mark by Utah. Pass to Harden. Back to Paul. Rebound, Utah. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, it's often a game of very slim margins, and those close losses somehow sting even more.
Al Paul after Lowry Markkanen. Misses from long range. Inside. Stolen by Kessler. Markkanen with it. Now Beal defending to the inside. Harden against George. Fires away from outside. Beal pulls it in. And so it's Beal who brings the ball up for L.A. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now, Filipowski. James Harden missing on the three. It's stolen by Jones. Beal the pass to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Oh, get up, James. Talk about a guy who scores from all three levels.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach needs a moment to talk things over.
Get offense on the court is your high squad. Who wants a t-shirt? Make some noise!
Sabar is checked in, and Bailey snubbed in for Keontae George. The Clippers also making some changes. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for John Collins. Brown comes in for Bradley Beal, and Miller's subbed in for James Harden. Utah trailing here. Pass to Markkanen. 1:56 left here in the opening quarter. The Jazz with another miss. LA's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thank you, guys. The Clippers remain scrappy. James Harden said, in order for us to have a chance, we have to bring it every single night. One thing about this team, we're all happy for each other. It can be anybody's turn on a given night. Nobody's going to be upset, and even when we lose, we're still happy for each other. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Good work there as it goes.
A nice pass by the rookie Bailey. They love seeing Ace set up others.
Brown outside. And it's Jones, that time on the assist by Brown.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Pass to Bailey. Launches a three. The Clippers grab the miss.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Now here's Paul. He started closer. Off target at the rim. Here's Collier. It's stolen by Jones. And it's Miller in the corner. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Paul kicks to Jones. Miller, the pass to Jones. 5 to shoot. Pass to Brown. No good on that one. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers lead by 2. From the Delta Center, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Derek Jones is out there with Batum. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then there's Brown. And it's Paul in at the point guard. The Jazz making a switch here. Williams is checked in. The inbound, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Jones has got the lead up to 4 now for the Clippers. Williams against Paul. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Bailey. On the wing, Williams. Three-pointer on the way. Beal pulls it in. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Nets. Jones with the screen on Williams. Down low. The kick out to Brown. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Beal. The 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. Jazz trailed by 4. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Thanks, guys. Well, one thing we're seeing with both teams in Los Angeles, managing the contract lengths of their aging veterans with an eye toward free agency in the next few summers. With Paul George leaving the Clippers, for the Lakers, LeBron James perhaps eyeing the door here. Not everyone is happy with the approach, but they're sticking to it for now.
Taking that long view approach. All right, Shams, we thank you very much for that report. And the Jazz with possession here after the Clippers pick up 2. Outside, Beal. Paul outside. Brown outside. Jones kicks to Beal. The rebound by the Jazz.
Well, his team has the lead, but this has to be a bit of a concern for him. The shot isn't falling, and it's been a forgettable night.
The Jazz working the ball around now. Pass to Sensabaugh. And it's all evened up. Sensabaugh's got 5 minutes.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And checking out some numbers for Bradley Beal.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
Here's Jones. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Filipowski. Well, we know that players will often hit a wall at some point, Coach, in the season. When does that happen for coaches?
Yeah, maybe on opening night, Kevin. No, there's so much work that goes into it in the offseason. Opening night is almost a sigh of relief. But that feeling of relief does go away pretty quickly.
First free throw is good. And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball up until last year. The Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
And so Jones nails both of them. One thing you can say about this Clippers organization, GA, resources will never be a problem.
Yeah, passionate and deep-pocketed leadership. You throw in the market size, and even if they're not the glamour franchise in LA, they're no longer resigned to second fiddle.
Pass to Paul. Pocket 6. Lets it go from 14. Rebounded by Bailey. Utah's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. George passes to Bailey. Here's George. 32 points for him last game against Miami. Harkinen from outside. Batum grabs the miss. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Clippers. Only given up 6 here in this quarter. Pass to Beal. Batum a screen on Markkanen. Beal from long range.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
Back to Filipowski. Outside, George gets the three-pointer to fall. George has got 6 points.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Pass to Batum. Outside, Beal. Paul outside. Batum sets a screen for Paul. Los Angeles with another miss. Utah leading. Bailey passes to George. Here's Bailey. Here's the 3. And the Jazz another 3.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
LA's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Harden dishes to Batum. Pass to Paul. Jones sets the pick for Paul. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And here's Harden for 3. Utah with the rebound.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stretch.
And they're very lucky to have the lead after that terrible shooting in the first quarter. But they've rounded into form here in the second and have brought that field goal percentage up.
Now, here is Harden. He had 19 points in the win against Brooklyn. Shot to stop the run. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And what's remarkable is how complete Harden's game is. Making shots or making passes. He can create points in a number of ways.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Jazz.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Harden hits them both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting.
Here's Collier. 11 points for him in that last game against Miami.
Well, he also did a good job of making plays for others. What a performance from him.
Now here's Lopez, trailing by 4. There's Brown with the 3. Drops in the tray. Brown's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Oh, pretty dish. Collins found the open teammate and made the most of it.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Now Kessler. Here's Collier. Still yet to score. The 3 from George. And it's John Collins with the rebound. On the wing, Harden. Defended by George. Here's Lopez. And he banks in the layup. Lopez has got his first 2 points.
Well, with his size, if he gets the ball in the paint, it feels like free money for Lopez. He can just pop the ball in.
Filipowski with it. He started by Collins. Now Harden. He has 6 to the left side wing. Dunn kicks to Brown. No good on the 3. Chance gone. 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Nice ball movement by Utah. Outside, George. Here's the lob to the hoop. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, it doesn't take much for Kessler to catch that lob and slam it home.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. Now here's Harden. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. To the paint. Here's Kessler. Pass to Collier. And stolen by Dunn. Ahead, here's Collins. And finished off by Collins.
Using his size inside. Collins refusing to settle for the layup and elects the dunk instead.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. These are the top distributors of the basketball for the last 10 games, as shown on the 2K leaderboard. 5th on the list, James Harden.
And those games have seen him dropping more dimes than you might have thought possible.
Here's George. He's got 8. Filipowski with it. 3-pointer. And it's Collier missing.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Now here's Markkanen. 26 points for him last game against Miami.
And he did a lot of work on the glass as well. He impacted the game on multiple fronts.
Trains the 3-pointer. And it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
Well, those are the quick twitch muscles from Collins.
Outside, George. Offside, Markkanen. Look in for Filipowski and gets it there. Collins with some nice D. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. The Clippers on top. They lead by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
Make some noise and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Please direct your attention to center court. Drums, please. They're thinking about the shot. Nice try. It's over. One more time. A round of applause.
Pleased to have you tune in. What better way to start than by checking out the contenders for the dunk contest on All-Star Weekend? And this is totally off topic, but how did you guys feel about games on back-to-back nights?
I didn't mind back-to-back games, but what I really like were back-to-back titles.
Yeah, I know a little something about that too, Shaq. I know it's pretty sweet.
Well, it sure is nice to see you guys agreeing about something for a change. All right, guys, let's talk about our game. The LA Clippers are in a close one.
Let me tell you guys, there's nothing better than playing well on the road and hearing that silence.
Yeah, in many ways, they've looked like the more comfortable team. Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Without question, George is playing his skills today.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Los Angeles leading by 4. Markkanen is out there with Filipowski. Then there's Walker Kessler. Then it's Collier. And it's George in at the point guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. You can't make it that obvious.
Pass to Filipowski. Markkanen kicks to George. Lopez against Kessler. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Good D by Harden. And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 4-point game. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Nuggets at Ball Arena in Denver. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. George passes to Kessler. Back to George. Over Harden. And it's George missing. Clippers leading by 6. To the middle. Stan, we know Brook Lopez is revered as a teammate for his contributions both on and off the floor.
Well, Kevin, I think that teammates very quickly pick up on guys who are unselfish both on and off the floor and care more about the team, the group, the community than their own accomplishments, and that becomes immediately obvious with Brook Lopez.
That free throw good from Lopez. So Stan, the Thunder were the rare young team to win it all, but championship teams usually have a lot of veterans. Why is that? I mean, like, how do you explain that role?
Well, look, the more you know, the more you've been through certain situations, the easier it is to react effectively in that situation. You'll see guys be ahead of a play. Why? Because they've seen that play hundreds, even thousands of times developing that young guys haven't. So experience certainly helps.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Harden scanning the floor. Step back shot. Nice jump shot. Good. Harden's got the lead up to 10 now for the Clippers.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Another miss by Utah.
That's a big donut, folks, here. Start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
A 3-ball. Filipowski grabs the board. Filipowski's got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside for George. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. It's up a 3. They get it back. The 3 from George. Good D by Harden.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
And the shot goes in.
Defensively, this has not been the second half they were looking for. Gotta tighten it up.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now here's Markkanen. He has yet to score. Walk up 2 there.
Well, Markkanen poses such problems for a defense. He's got a variety of ways to score inside.
And Tyronn Lue wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Coach, you and I were just talking about this the other day. We don't see many Finnish players in the NBA. I know Lowry is proud of that.
Well, he should be, Kevin, because he's not only a great player, but he's probably a role model for everybody in Finland and proving that you can come from anywhere now in the NBA and make yourself into a great player if you have both the skill and the desire to do so.
Briefly on an area we often overlook. Point guard rebounder. Here are the leaders in that category over the past 10 games. James Harden, 3rd.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
Yeah, and it speaks to how well-rounded a lot of today's point guards are. It's not just about orchestrating, it's about doing the dirty work, too.
Jazz trail by 10. Pass to George. Here's Collier. Kicks it out to Markkanen. George looking over the floor. Fires for 3. Markkanen can't get it to go.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 8. Outside for Beal. And again, no good by the Clippers. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Utah. The Jazz working the ball around now. 6 to shoot. Here's Collier. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
Jazz trail by 10. Back to Markkanen. Pass to George. Beyond the arc. The Jazz with another miss.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Markkanen with the block.
Well, there's Markkanen putting his 7-foot frame to use with the block.
On the wing, George. Back to Filipowski. Pass to Collier. And it's sent back by Lopez. They get it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Bailey's checked in for Lowry Markkinen.
Ace Bailey.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
Thank you. John Collins grew up playing soccer goaltender. He said, quote, "I've always had good hands, but goaltending helped my reaction time, being able to track the ball at fast speeds. It's an important thing for guards to trust the big fella that you can catch and finish." Guys, back to you.
Terrific report. All right, Allie, thank you for the report. Now here's Beal, and we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Dunn passes to Beal. Just 4 to shoot. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll face off against Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Sunday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
In that game against the Cavaliers, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
What an amazing career arc Lopez has had. Started as a back-to-the-basket guy, turned himself into a stretch 5. He's adapted with the times.
Chris Paul, he's checked in for the Clippers. And he's good on the second. We all hear about AI in the workplace, and I don't mean Allen Iverson, although we could put him in the workplace. Greg, now teams are using computers to break down the action.
Yeah, able to use camera tracking to assess credit and blame, right? So maybe the little things in winning plays that went unnoticed, they won't be overlooked much anymore.
Now here's Harden. He's got 8. Back to Paul. Out left to the wing. The wide open look here for Lopez. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Lopez has got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers. Here's Collier. No scoring in this one. Down low. It's tipped. Lopez with the steal. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop.
You can't afford to lose Harden in transition. He's too talented at taking advantage of those situations.
Inside, here's Filipowski.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of it.
The shot's good from Lopez.
Well, at this stage of his career, Brooks' primary role on offense is to be a catch-and-shoot threat.
Now, Bailey. He has 6. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Jazz. The Clippers also changing it up. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Collins. And it's Brown in for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack. Deep into the game, his team is lagging, and he's been unable to help. Brutal performance from him.
Now here's Paul. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
Pass to Collier. Jazz passing it around. Just 5 to shoot. Nurkic a screen on Jones. From deep, George. Doesn't go that time.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Filipowski passes to Calvin. Nurkic a screen on Paul to the inside. And finished off by Nurkic.
Love watching Nurkic set hard screens and then roll with purpose. Great job in the creativity there from the pick and roll.
Now here's Harden. 10 points for him. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Lopez passes to Harden. Oh, look at Harden climbing!
An offensive juggernaut. It's fun watching Harden go out and just take over.
Pass to George. Nurkic a screen on Harden. And here's George for three. Here's Nurkic. Takes it off the glass.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 12. Pass to Lopez. A three. No good that time. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Clippers lead by 13. From Delta Center, back in a moment. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, he really just helps tie this team together. They know they can count on him to set them up.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So with Harden on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. They've got Chris Paul. Batuma's out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Miller, and it's Beal in at the two spot.
And if they know what's good for them, that's the way they'll defend against him every time he takes the ball in the three-point lane. He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Pass to Bailey. And finished off by Bailey.
I like Bailey attacking the rim at that size.
Clippers leading by 14. Paul kicks to Beal. Now here's Batum. He's guarded by Nurkic. And here's the fast break. Here's Niang. It's Niang with the 10.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Grady lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
And it's extremely difficult trying to guard Paul in the screen and roll. Fantastic at making the right decision. A lethal passer.
Niang with the bounce pass. It's tipped. Pass to Bailey. Here's Sensabaugh. And he's good on the three ball.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Now here's Beal. Looking to end his cold spell. Rebounded by the Jazz. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
Niang in the corner. It's stolen by Jones. And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. At one point, they led by 16. And here is Paul. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Well, believe it or not, that's only his first turnover. Taking care of the ball.
Walker Kessler, he's checked in for the Jazz. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. James Harden, he's checked in for Miller.
Timeout.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team.
And your Houston squad.
For us, an update. Allie?
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Will Hardy said to the team. He said to them, "You guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now."
Thank you, Allie. Clippers on defense. They lead by 11. Beal against Markkanen. Lets the three fly. They get it back. Kessler.
Well, Kessler to the rescue, using his size to win the rebound, and then quickly going on the attack himself.
Harden finds Beal. To the middle. Here's Jones, and Jones slams it in.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Pass to Kessler. Now Bailey. Here's Sensabaugh. Defended by Paul. And taken away by Paul. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Clippers lead by 13. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Clippers.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And they've also not only created turnovers tonight, but converted on them. All game long, that strategy has been paying off.
Batum, good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Bailey. Outside, Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. Shot's good by Sensabaugh. Sensabaugh has got 5 points now this quarter.
Listen, it's a team sport, but without him, this deficit would be a lot bigger.
And then Jones with the jam.
And selfless play by Beal, using that pick and roll action to create for a teammate.
Here's Sensabaugh. It's stolen by Jones. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Sensabaugh. Kessler, a screen on Paul. Pass to Bailey. No good on the triple. And it's the Clippers' ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much.
They just won't miss. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
Now, here's Markkanen. Pass to Kessler. Now, Bailey, guarded by Harden. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul.
It's going to be on
First
James
team
Harden.
foul.
Such a big body to try and contain. Bailey usually gets the benefit.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Yeah, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Lopez, he's checked in for Batum. John Collins comes in for Derek Jones. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Chris Paul.
And no doubt, one of the more polarizing prospects in this year's rookie class. Bailey makes shots few others can, but he's still adding strength and polish to his all-around game.
James Harden's shot is good.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
George passes to Kessler. Nice ball movement by Utah. Outside, George. Here's Bailey. The Jazz again can't hit it. Clippers leading by 21. And with so many teams, Stan, filling roster spots with rookie contracts, the importance of drafting well continues to rise.
Well, absolutely it does, Kevin. The quicker you can get those guys up to speed and helping you on their rookie contracts where they're at least relatively lower priced, helps your salary cap situation, helps you fill out the roster with quality players.
And the first one drops. The Jazz making a switch here. Collier's checked in. That one is no good. Utah's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. George passes to Collier. Looking to get back on track here. Back to George. 3-pointer, Markkanen. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Collins has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Lopez outside. Dunn outside. Pass to Beal. To the paint. And Brook Lopez, the bucket on the assist from Beal. Beal's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. And this is how they like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
Here's Dunn, following the bucket by the Jazz. And it's Beal in the corner.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. So, Coach, in the last 26 years, only 3 Eastern Conference teams have been NBA Finals favorites.
2 shots.
Anything need to change there?
You know, I really don't think so, Kevin. I'm not sure it matters to people. I mean, the NBA Finals, you're going to have one team from the East, one team from the West, and people are going to watch because you're down to the last series for a championship. I think it's a conversational point to talk about one conference dominating, but I don't think in a given year fans really care.
So Utah ends up going with the new group. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Lopez. Derek Jones comes in for Collins. Miller's checked in for Dunn. And Chris Paul's subbed in for James Harden.
First and foremost, Bradley Beal is a scorer. He's always working the angles, trying to find his next opening to attack, and it rarely takes him long.
Here's Sensabaugh. Nurkic, and finished off by Nurkic.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout. a dominating performance for the Clippers.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that in men. They just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And you can tell they were ready for this one today, guys. There was something extra on the line, and they wanted it.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Brook Lopez.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his energy.
And it's the Clippers with the ball, following the bucket by the Jazz. Beal can't get it to go. 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Aston Yang, three-pointer. Beal pulls it in. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
Now let's check in with Allie LaForce on the sideline. What do you have for us, Allie?
James, this team seems to be clicking. What's been the key lately?
We're just more aggressive. Guys are getting it, and we're playing much harder. It's a good win for us. Continue to build and continue to keep our swag up. Great team effort for us.
It's up to you to keep them aggressive. Congrats on the win.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Here with Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and Allie LaForce, I'm Kevin Harlan, signing off for this presentation of NBA basketball. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Brook Lopez.